I'm in the dark here!
This is the kind of raw, soul-shaking performance that wins Oscars.
Do you understand? I'm in the dark!
In just a few seconds, you feel all of his grief, his rage, and his utter despair. We meet Lieutenant Colonel Frank Slade. Once a celebrated officer with a brilliant future, his life was derailed by an accident that left him blind. Forced into retirement with no wife or children, he now lives as a guest in his niece's home. He's sealed himself away in a dark, cramped room, pickling his days in cheap liquor and railing against the world. One day, his niece's family plans a trip and needs someone to look after Frank. They hire Charlie, a prep school student looking for some extra cash. The job is simple. 2 days of work for a handsome $300 paycheck. For Charlie, it's a small fortune, and he happily agrees. But the offer comes with a few strange warnings.
Don't ask him too many questions. And if he staggers a little when he gets up, don't pay any attention.
Despite the odd rules, Charlie takes careful note, but it doesn't take long for him to mess up. His very first word is the wrong one.
Sir?
Don't call me sir.
I'm sorry. I mean, Mister, sir.
Uh-oh. We got a moron here. Is that it?
Just as predicted, the colonel erupts in fury.
What do you want?
I want a job.
A job. God, you're touching.
Without another word, Frank dismisses him on the spot. Charlie is ready to walk away, convinced he's not cut out for this impossible job, but the woman of the house pleads with him to stay.
Charlie, please. I want to get away with my husband for a few days, and Uncle Frank won't come with us. 6 months ago, he could sometimes tell light from dark, but now there's nothing. Please.
And so, swallowing his pride, Charlie approaches the colonel again. This time, Frank doesn't throw him out. Instead, he tells him to pack a bag. They're going to New York. Charlie doesn't dare ask why. He packs their luggage and out of instinct reaches out to help Frank, only to have his hand violently slapped away.
Touch me again, I'll kill you, you little son of a bitch. I touch you. Understand?
Clearly, Charlie has already forgotten one of the cardinal rules. And just like that, once the family is gone, the two are on their way. On the plane, the colonel effortlessly charms the flight attendant, guessing her name from the scent of her perfume alone.
Thank you, Daphne.
Certainly, sir.
How did you know her name?
Well, she's wearing florists. Now, California chickie, bucking for English lady. Call her Daphne.
Soon they arrive in New York City. The colonel has already booked the finest hotel and a table at the best restaurant. When the menus come, Charlie is stunned by the prices.
$24 hamburger? What's the story?
What story?
Are you like a rich miser or something?
He can't understand how this old, blind man has so much money. The colonel explains it's his disability pay, saved up for a long time. This trip is his grand finale. Stay in the best hotel, drink the most expensive wine, visit his brother, spend an evening with a beautiful woman, and then lying in a soft hotel bed, blow his own brains out.
Did I hear you right? You said you're gonna kill yourself?
No. I said I was gonna blow my brains out.
The next day, dressed in a sharp new coat, the colonel takes Charlie to visit his long-estranged brother. But it's clear they're not welcome. The air is thick with scorn and mockery. Frank, for his part, meets their hostility with crass remarks and lowbrow jokes of his own.
Mitsuki. Rhymes with nookie. Be careful. When the wife gets restless, wife gets racy.
The mood at the dinner table turns ugly. Frank starts recounting his glory days with stories that are anything but glorious. Finally, his nephew has had enough and starts fighting back. He calls Charlie a fool for seeing Frank as a hero and then reveals the shameful truth of Frank's past. The colonel was once a candidate for general, but a drunken mistake during a training exercise, mishandling a grenade, cost him his sight. In his nephew's eyes, Frank isn't a war hero. He's just a pathetic wreck.
He was an asshole before.
Hoo-ah.
Now all he is a blind asshole. Maybe God thinks some people don't deserve to see.
Frank absorbs the verbal blows without flinching, until his nephew turns on Charlie.
You get the point, Jackie?
His name is Char. You can say that, can't you? Char.
And with that, the family dinner is officially ruined. Before leaving, Frank whispers a quiet, heartbreaking goodbye to his brother.
Goodbye, Willie. I'm no fucking good. And I never have been.
On the way back, Charlie is visibly shaken. Frank, ever perceptive, notices.
What's the matter with you?
With me?
Car feels heavy. You know why? You got the fucking weight of the world on your shoulders.
With a little prodding, Charlie tells him everything. A few days ago, he witnessed a campus prank go wrong. A few wealthy, entitled students set up a paint-filled balloon to humiliate the headmaster. The next morning, the trap worked perfectly. The furious headmaster launched a full investigation. As it turns out, Charlie and another student, George, were the only witnesses. The headmaster called them into his office, demanding they name names. But George's father is a powerful man, a major donor to the school. The headmaster wouldn't dare cross him. So he put all the pressure on Charlie, a boy from a modest background. He offered a deal, name the culprits, and he'll personally recommend Charlie to Harvard. Stay silent, and he'll be expelled. He gave him 2 days to decide, with a full student assembly to be held at the end of the weekend. After hearing the story, Frank's advice is simple. Save yourself, snitch on them. But Charlie refuses to be an informant. The next morning, Charlie is woken by the sharp metallic click of a gun being assembled. He opens Frank's door and sees him putting together a pistol. Remembering the suicide plan, a chill runs down his spine. To stop Frank from doing something terrible, Charlie demands the gun. Frank, of course, refuses. Charlie moves to call his niece, but in a flash, Frank snatches the piece of paper with her number and eats it.
That was stupid.
Karen's number tastes like Albany.
Exasperated, Charlie turns to leave, but Frank calls him back, his voice pleading, asking him to stay for just one more day. They strike a deal. Charlie will stay. And in return, Frank hands over the bullets. That afternoon at the shop, Frank asks Charlie why he won't just give up the names. It would save his skin and punch his ticket to Harvard. Charlie simply says he can't build his future by selling out his friends.
You're gonna have a tough time in this world, Charlie.
That night, they return to the restaurant. As they take their seats, a beautiful fragrance drifts by. Charlie turns to see a stunning woman dining alone.
Female.
Female? You're calling her female. Must mean you like her. You wouldn't be so casual.
Sensing Charlie's nervous excitement, Frank decides to take the lead. He walks them over and demonstrates a masterclass in the art of the approach.
Excuse me, senorita. Mind if we join you? I'm feeling you're being neglected.
I'm waiting for him.
Or would you mind if we waited with you? You know, just to keep the womanizers from bothering you.
His wit and charm immediately put the young woman at ease. Then, using only his incredible sense of smell, he correctly identifies her perfume, leaving her astonished. Seeing his opening, Frank tries to introduce Charlie, but the boy is too nervous to speak. To smooth over the awkward silence, Frank graciously invites the woman for a dance.
Would you like to learn to tango, Donna?
I think I'd be a little afraid. Afraid of making a mistake.
No mistakes in the tango, Donna. Not like life. Simple. That's what makes the tango so great. If you make a mistake, get all tangled up. You just tango on.
His words strike a chord with her. She decides to be brave and takes his hand as they walk to the center of the floor. Lost in the passionate, swirling music, in the elegant and fiery dance, it's as if Frank can see again. For a moment, he's no longer a blind man. He's transported back in time, back to an era of glory that was once his. But beautiful moments are always fleeting. The dance ends, the woman's boyfriend arrives, and their brief, magical encounter is over. Later that night, Frank fulfills his final wish, spending the evening with a high-class escort. But when it's all over, his face isn't filled with satisfaction, but with an immense, hollow emptiness. The next day, Charlie finds him still in bed at noon. He's awake, but staring blankly at the ceiling. Having checked off every item on his list, he has lost his will to live. He tells Charlie to take his pay, now $400, from his wallet and leave.
You go. Just leave me asleep here.
What do you feel like doing today, huh?
Charlie desperately tries to pull him from his despair, but Frank is a dead weight. Then, an idea strikes. Remembering Frank's passion for cars, he takes him to a dealership and rents a red Ferrari. As they cruise down the street, Frank is still lifeless. For a blind man, riding shotgun in a Ferrari isn't much different from riding a bus. So Charlie pulls into a deserted alley and puts Frank in the driver's seat. With his hands back on the wheel, Frank reclaims a long-lost sense of control. He starts slow, but as the speed climbs, the roar of the engine ignites something within him. He floors the accelerator, awakening the beast. Beside him, Charlie is terrified, urging him to slow down, but Frank is unstoppable. He tells Charlie to be his navigator, to guide him through a high-speed drift turn up ahead.
Colonel, you gotta turn again!
Be specific, sir.
Left now!
Okay.
After tearing through several city blocks, the inevitable happens.
Which way's a curve?
Frank has to pull over. Charlie's heart pounds. If the cop discovers the driver is blind, they are in serious trouble. Frank tells him to stay calm and let him handle it. When the officer approaches, Frank uses his hearing to face him as if making eye contact.
Where's your license?
At the dealers. They give it back to you when you return the car.
You got ID?
You bet. Indeed.
Lieutenant Colonel Slade.
And you, soldier.
The name is Police Officer Gore.
You're doing a hell of a job, Gore.
Oh, and so are you, Colonel.
Out of respect for the uniform, the officer lets them go with a warning. Get the car back to the dealership. The crisis is averted. The tension breaks. But in his relief, Charlie says the wrong thing.
Get out of the car, because you are not driving anymore, all right?
I'm not driving anymore. In an instant, Frank's world comes crashing down again. He stumbles out of the car. Every ounce of strength drained from his body. Charlie's words echoed the devastating truth. You can't drive anymore. He has lost control of his own life, forever. On the walk back, every step is a struggle. While waiting at a crosswalk, he finally snaps. He lunges into the rushing traffic, a chaotic river of steel. He walks forward, defiant, almost hoping a car will finally end his misery for him. He stumbles through the traffic and collapses next to a trash can. The man who had been so strong his entire life is now utterly broken. When Charlie helps him up again, Frank doesn't resist. He finally lets his armor crack, admitting his own vulnerability. Back at the hotel, the defeated colonel says he has a headache and sends Charlie downstairs for aspirin, and then to a cigar shop several blocks away. At first, Charlie doesn't think anything of it, but standing in the lobby, a terrible feeling of dread washes over him. Realizing he's been tricked, he sprints back to the room. He finds Frank dressed in his full military uniform, every metal polished and pinned. And on the table sits the pistol, loaded. He never handed over all the bullets. He never gave up on his plan. For this proud man, losing his sight was more than a physical disability. It was the death of his dignity. He couldn't bear the fall from hero to helpless burden. He couldn't stand another day living in darkness. He was determined to leave this world on his own terms with honor. But the kind-hearted Charlie refuses to watch him die. He waits for his moment, then lunges for the gun. Yet a young student is no match for a seasoned military officer. Frank easily overpowers him.
Get out of here!
Staying right here.
I'll blow your fucking head off!
Then do it. You want to do it? Do it. Let's go. Well, you fucked up, all right? So what? So everybody does it. Get on with your life, would you?
What life? I got no life! I'm in the dark here! You understand?
Frank unleashes all his pain and despair in a furious tirade. When the storm of emotion finally passes, he asks Charlie a simple question.
Give me one reason.
I'll give you two. You can dance a tango and drive a Ferrari better than anyone I've ever seen.
You've never seen anyone do either. Oh, where do I go from here, Charlie?
If you're tangled up, just tango on.
You're asking me to dance, Charlie. Did you ever have the feeling that you wanted to go and still have the feeling that you wanted to stay?
Charlie's words reach him. Frank gives up on suicide, and as the crisis finally ends, the brave young man breaks down in tears. No one knows the weight he just carried. He risked his own life to save a stranger he'd known for only 3 days, and in that moment we see the most precious, shining qualities of humanity: courage and compassion. Frank listens to Charlie and puts down his weapon. They sit on the sofa, sharing their first drink after cheating death. And Frank finally opens his heart. Perhaps, since losing his sight, No one has bothered to look past the bitter, broken shell of a man to see the glimmers of light still inside. We so often focus on the flaws in others that we forget to use our own eyes to find the beauty. On the ride back, Frank once again feels the weight on Charlie's shoulders. The student assembly is tomorrow. His future hangs in the balance, and he has to face it alone. Monday morning, Charlie is back at school. He has his $300. As they say goodbye, Frank holds his hand, not wanting to let go. He gently touches Charlie's face, as if trying to memorize the boy's features to carve them into his mind forever. Soon, the assembly begins. Charlie sits alone at the defendant's table, facing George, who is flanked by his powerful father. The headmaster immediately escalates the situation, calling the prank a symptom of society's moral decay and a betrayal of the school's spirit. Just then, Frank enters, escorted by his driver. He couldn't leave the boy to face this alone.
Who is this, Mr. Sims?
This is Mr. Frank Slade, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Army, retired. I'm here in place of Charlie's parents.
Happy to have you with us, Colonel.
Perhaps intimidated by the colonel's presence, the headmaster turns his attention to George, who squirms his way out of questioning by claiming he wasn't wearing his contacts. Backed into a corner by the donor father, the headmaster has no choice but to focus all his fire on Charlie. But Charlie holds firm, refusing to name the 3 students. The headmaster threatens his future, but Charlie still doesn't yield. Defeated, the headmaster recommends his expulsion to the disciplinary committee.
This is such a crock of shit. What is your motto here? Boys, inform on your classmates, save your hide. Anything short of that, we're gonna burn you at the stake? Well, gentlemen, when the shit hits the fan, some guys run and some guys stay. Here's Charlie facing the fire, and there's George hiding in Big Daddy's pocket. And what are you doing? You're gonna reward George and destroy Charlie. Is sitting next to me, and I'm here to tell you, this boy's soul is intact. It's non-negotiable. You know how I know? Someone here, and I'm not gonna say who, offered to buy it. Only Charlie here wasn't selling.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order? I show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is, Mr. Trask. I'd show you, but I'm too old. I'm too tired. I'm too fucking blind. If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place. As I came in here, I heard those words, cradle of leadership. Well, when the bow breaks, the cradle will fall, and it has fallen here. If Charlie's silence here today is right or wrong, I'm not a judge or jury, but I can tell you this. He won't sell anybody out to buy his future. And that, my friends, is called integrity. That's called courage. Now, that's the stuff leaders should be made of. Now, I have come to the crossroads in my life. I always knew what the right path was. Without exception, I knew. But I never took it. You know why? It was too damn hard. Now here's Charlie. He's come to the crossroads. He has chosen a path. It's the right path. It's a path made of principle that leads to character. Let him continue on his journey. You hold this boy's future in your hands, committee. It's a valuable future. Believe me, don't destroy it. Protect it. Embrace it. It's gonna make you proud one day, I promise you.
As Frank sits down, the silent hall erupts in thunderous applause. The verdict is clear before it's even announced. The headmaster, looking like a fool, bangs his gavel in a pathetic attempt to regain control. Soon, the committee delivers its decision. The Joint Student-Faculty Disciplinary Committee have come to a decision. Mr. Charles Sims is excused from any further response to this incident. The case is closed. The cheers from the students are proof that the right outcome was reached. Surrounded by a crowd of supporters, Charlie helps Frank out of the hall. Outside, the sun seems to shine brighter than ever before. A political science teacher rushes up to them.
Christine Downs, Colonel Slade. I teach political science. I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate your coming here and speaking your mind.
Why, thank you. Are you married?
Once again, Frank's keen sense of smell works its magic.
Fleur de rocaille.
Yes.
Well, Miss Downs, I don't know where to find her.
With a suave farewell, Frank departs, leaving the door open for a new romance. The most dazzling light in the darkness is often the collision of two broken souls. Frank protected Charlie's honorable soul, and in turn, Charlie's kindness and courage illuminated the darkest corners of Frank's world. On the long journey of life, we will all stand at countless crossroads, facing difficult choices. Maybe life, unlike the Tango, doesn't allow for endless second chances. But what truly matters is this. Even if we misstep on the path ahead, do we have the courage to start over?